Hello, everybody. This is Scott Bunger, and I'm here to talk about this week's assignments. So let's jump ahead. Bump, 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 bump. Here we go. Now, assignments this week. The first thing we have here is Lab 1. This is in Module 1. So if you go to the ebook, you can actually find that pretty quickly. You go to Table of Contents, Word, and open up the Module 1. It's actually into the lab. And there it is. Now I just want you to do part one, and you'll notice one big thing compared to the previous ones, and that is it's just a block of text, essentially. They tell you, the picture you need is actually right here. And then they tell you some text to write in there. The flyer should contain this headline, it should have this signature line, and this stuff should be in the middle. Now, they don't show you a little picture because they give you a lot of leeway as to what you get to choose. They basically tell you to choose this or choose that. Their essential wording is basically do use the same concepts you've used in the previous assignments. So to sum it all up, make it look pretty. So when they say use the same techniques you've used in the class, if you want to get a 0 for this, just type in the words and insert the picture and turn it in. I will give you a 0. That's not what they're asking you to do. They want you to type in all that, but they also want you to, set the headline to, add a text effect, whatever text effect or color makes you feel good. Adjust the themes, put a page border on it, underline some stuff, put some bullets in there, insert the picture and give it a picture effect. Essentially do the same thing you did in every single assignment before this one. If you do that, then you're fine. It can look as pretty or as weird as you want as long as it has everything in there. So this is why there's no picture, because it's going to look different for everybody. Now, I have a little lecture video for everybody here. In theory, there should be a lecture video there. Eventually, once it loads up, I guess. And it just talks about what you're going to see in Chapter 3. And I will give you a quick rundown here in a second, but obviously it's kind of stuck for some reason. There it goes. Ta-da! Here I talk about the different things you're going to see. So make sure to go through that. But that leads us into this assignment, which is Word 3 chapter work. Now this is literally Word 3. You'll note that we're skipping chapter 2. And the reason we're skipping chapter 2 is because it is writing research papers. And the general consensus when I talk to everybody is we don't want to write papers. That's fine. You have English Comp 1 and 2 and several other places you're going to write papers. In that video, I believe I talk about the different references and stuff you can have. Let me just go ahead and Word. Boop. Word has a whole little list of features here where you can actually come in here and set MLA style. Put in your own sources. Just fill out your information, it'll get added, and then you can just simply click this and it will put it on the page in MLA format. I currently have 7 on this. Don't know if that's the newest version or not, but they also have APA and a few other things on here. But you can actually just have it in whatever format it needs to be in automatically if you just do this. And then you can actually keep all those references saved for other papers, and you can move them over if you need. It's actually pretty useful. Well, anyway, that aside, the work you have to do here is in Chapter 3. Now, that is Module 3. There we go. And you're going to make basically a simple little paper here. For the most part, it's actually a little bit simpler than the previous flyers because there's not a lot of video, or not video, but picture editing and stuff. Just a little bit, as you can see. But there are a couple of little tedious things. You do have to make sure you follow all the steps. If it tells you it needs to have, the margins set to narrow, then they need to be narrow. This is one of those things where it is actually a little bit easy to kind of mess up. And as long as most of it is in the right place, I'm not going to count off too much for it. As long as everything's kind of where it's supposed to be. If there's a little minor issue, then it's fine. Now, this chapter, they are going to want you to insert some shapes. And I can just go down here and let me press enter a couple of times here before I do that. And I can just go and insert a little shape and use that as an actual header. I go over that in that video. You can add text to it and make a header. Or nice little font. Some text effects maybe. Resizing it. And it can be right up there at the top of the page. You can make it look as weird or as ugly as you want. The other thing you'll see would be the tables, of course, right here, which you can change colors to suit whatever the book or whatever you need. Now, specifically for the book assignment, you'll note in the picture that we saw a minute ago, and I'll probably have to jump ahead a couple of pages here for this, but they're going to ask you to insert a picture. And you're going to insert it from online pictures, and they're going to tell you to type in eagle. And I'm going to tell you, you're not going to find the picture they want. They want this picture right here. And I've found that picture before, but it's really difficult, and you're not going to find it by just typing in eagle. So don't fret if you can't find the picture they want. You can use an alternative. It's perfectly fine. Insert pictures, online picture. And if I go just eagle, like they show, you'll note that it is remarkably different than what they show here, and that's because the stock images change over time. So unfortunately, that means it's not going to be exactly like it is in the book. But don't worry, like I said, I can scroll down all I want and probably won't find that. I've found kind of luck if you type in orange eagle, I think it is. Let me see here. Orange eagle. Scroll down a little bit. Well, there's one that's passable. I would be fine if you use that, for example. If I scroll down a little bit, maybe if I tried red eagle or something, we might find something too. Let's go ahead and add in clip art, and let's just take a little quick see. Yeah, clip art. All right, well, orange eagle clip art. That I would be fine with that, honestly. Don't see anything else that kind of comes close to what they want, but like I said, it's going to be a little different because it's really kind of hard to find the specifics of what they want. That's kind of a cool eagle. I kind of like that. And I would be fine if you want to use one of these others, as long as it's not something like too weird shaped. It needs to be kind of similar to what they're asking, at least. But if you want to pick a different one, it's fine. As long as it fits and it's roughly the same size. There may be some slight differences that you'll have to adjust, but that's fine. I'll just pick this eagle here. Well, let's actually try orange real quick. I guess that's the only one that's really viable, so yeah, we'll just insert that one. And it's huge. Resize. Now, one of the problems you'll probably run into when you do this is this. If you do everything right, it should do what it's supposed to do. But oftentimes when you're supposed to like move it up to the corner, it doesn't do that because maybe you skipped a step, maybe some settings not right. If you run into this problem, just when you click on the picture, click this little icon, select the first option here, and then fix position on page. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to move it kind of freely wherever you want instead of in line with everything. So I can come up here and just kind of move it wherever I need it to be. Use that as a, I guess you can say, last resort, so to speak, if it doesn't work any other way. Like that. Actually, I think there's supposed to be a flip, right? Bring forward, bring backwards position. We can readjust, add text. One of you guys, there it is. It wants us to flip one of these. And I can do that in one of these little options up here. I think I just made to make my window a little bigger. But I could also just do that if I need to. There we go. Automatic flipping. There's always going to be 3 or 4 ways to do kind of the same thing. But there you go. That's kind of the rough rundown of what you're going to see in the assignments. The other assignments that we have are actually, there we go, just SAM assignments. So those, I don't think we need any consultation as to how those work because you've done those a couple of times by now. All right, so if you run into any problems or have any questions or anything, by all means, let me know.